back with another one. Still, I'm just blessed and fortunate, man. And especially, I just noticed something. See, since I've driven before, pre-COVID and after COVID, the pandemic, I noticed there's a definite behavioral difference in people on the roadways. I mean, people they really don't care. I mean, they didn't before, but I think it's ratcheted up somewhat, considerably, because you got people that just jump in front of you all the time out of spite. Out of their own pettiness, man. People are just spiteful, they're petty, they're unnecessarily aggressive, and they're very egregious about it. It's ridiculous. It stresses me out. I mean, I've been able to cope with it a little better. But, you have people that don't understand that these are highway coaches that are tuned for the highway, for the open highway. That means they're geared to go. And when we slow down, it takes us a little while to build up speed. And that can depend on the brand of motor coach. That can depend on the operator, on the company. If the company's insurance, they might want to tune the buses down to economy or what have you. Have the gear mapping a certain way, or even the driver themselves, they won't select performance on the shifter pad, right? It depends on their experience. Anyway, I can't tell you how many people will jump out in front of me, whether they signal or not is immaterial. But they'll jump out in front of me. I even had someone actually apply their brakes in front of me to play chicken. And what they don't understand is that there's people on board the coach, and they don't understand that I'm just covering the brake. I may not be actually applying the brakes. And if it's a motor coach that has an engine brake, then that helps. It helps to kind of gear things down a little bit. But it's just, people are just so foolish, man. They're so petty, and they do things to try to aggravate you. But I don't necessarily get aggravated. I just chalk it up to people's stupidity and people that take unnecessary chances around these motor coaches, around big rigs. Beyond a lack of respect for people that are just doing a job. And yeah, I've gotten into conversations with people. Well, that's like with every job. No, I'm not saying it's not like it's with every job. I'm saying from my perspective, doing this on a day-to-day, with safety expectations being what they are, and all I'm trying to do is get down the road and maintain an adequate speed. I'm not necessarily in a rush. I mean, like for instance, this road is marked, is posted, the maximum speed is 75 miles an hour. I'm doing about 65, getting close to 70, depending on the conditions, because it's a little bit overcast, it's dark, it's a little foggy. I'm taking all that into consideration, and I'm paying attention. I'm scanning the road. I'm using all my lighting appropriately. And on the way up, northbound on the interstate tonight, I had several people get aggravated when I would occupy a space on the roadway, such as the so-called fast lane, or lane number 1, closest to the center median. And I'm maintaining a speed to pass slower traffic that's occupying the lanes to the right. That, for some reason, there's a lot of people that want to go below the speed limit. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's paranoia. I don't know if it's ineptitude. I don't know what it is. And I have a schedule to keep. But I'm never going to compromise safety. But people put you in certain predicaments. predicaments, you know, because these are rolling billboards and they think that they can collect a big payday if they get into a crash with them. But I'm here to tell you, it's not worth it. I mean, I'm not daring anybody or anything like that. I'm just saying, that's just the real, you know. People just don't care. They don't factor any of that in to the circumstances, right, that you're posing when you get in front of one of these heavy vehicles. I mean, granted, it's 50% or close to 50%, maybe 40% lighter than a big rig, right? Than a conventional big rig. I get it. You know, but still, I mean, there's people that take chances in front of big rigs and all kinds of commercial vehicles all the time. And there's what do you call it? Social media pages dedicated to it, videos, YouTube, whatever you name it. But you see, like I said, the added caveat here is that we actually carry people. We have live bodies on board these buses, and people take foolish chances. These other motorists around these buses, and you have people that deputize themselves, and they want to tell you how to drive your coach when they're coming from way down the road behind you to cut you off and hit their brakes and then flail at you to say that you're not supposed to be occupying that space in the left-hand lane. It just defies, to me, it just defies any type of logic in any type of realm in my mind. You know, so it really gets to be a bit much. It really does. It really gets difficult to deal with, and that's the part of the job that I enjoy the least. Getting out here on the road with these people that want to take these foolish and unnecessary chances, right? It's just not. It's not appropriate. You know, and the bottom line is people don't care. You know, and that's what sours me about it. That's actually why I took a break from it. I actually left it for about a year and a half. That was a large reason. That was a factor in my deciding to not drive motor coaches for about a year or two. And it just happened to coincide with the pandemic. But I like it. There's more things I like about the job than not. But there's other things that I really don't like about it that I actually want to talk about. Hopefully in the videos at some point, as I'm trying to create content that is interesting. I'm trying to figure out a way. But anyway, later for that, I'm headed back with one of my teammates, headed back into the shop and get some fueling done, refueling I think we're going to have to do. Yeah, this bus got kind of thrashed. I mean, not totally the fault of the team. I mean, we brought back a losing team tonight. The point spread wasn't that bad, but they lost their game. But that's still no reason to kind of leave stuff all over the bus. You know, they actually needed to come and clean it up. They didn't, but I don't expect it. There's not really a whole lot that I can do. I mean, I could help clean up. I tried earlier before we left, but ran out of garbage bags. So it's hard to really bring things under control when you're dealing with certain groups, but that's a topic for another day.